Okay, so wow. This news coming out of Buenos Aires
Yeah.
really hit hard, I gotta say. You sent this over, the Sky News UK report, and man, Liam Payne,
Yeah.
gone.
Ah,
31 years old. It's just,
it's tragic.
yeah, and I know a lot of our listeners were probably as floored as I was seeing this.
Absolutely way too young. And honestly, I think even for folks who maybe just casually knew him as part of One Direction,
Right, right.
the sheer fact that someone with so much life, so much talent is just gone, it's a lot.
It is. So before we, get too deep into it, I do want to lay out what we know so far.
Good idea.
Because again, this Sky News piece dropped late evening, October 16th, like as we're recording this.
This is fresh, yeah.
Very, very fresh. What they're saying is Liam was found dead outside this hotel, the Casa Sur Hotel.
I saw that.
And early reports, and they stress it, IS early, from, get this, Argentinian emergency services, suggest he fell from the third floor. Which, right away, just so many questions.
A lot to unpack for sure. And it's interesting they even got a statement from like the head of their whole medical system there.
Yo, kidding.
Alberto Crescenti. He confirmed the hotel, but then clammed up, ongoing investigation.
Understandable, but still.
Oh, totally adds to the whole mystery.
Right. But before we get too far down that rabbit hole, I think we got to give some background for anyone who might not be up on, just how huge Liam's reach was.
Oh, absolutely. Like, you can't talk about this without understanding One Direction's impact. And I don't just mean a popular boy band. I mean global phenomenon. This was a force of nature.
And to think, it all started on a reality TV show.
Right. Back in 2010.
Which one was it again?
The X Factor. And get this, they all auditioned solo. Liam, Harry, Neil, Louis, Zayn, all separate.
No way.
Yep. None of them made it through on their own, but the judges...
They saw the vision.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like boy band origin story 101.
Spot on. Mentored by Simon Cowell himself. And, fun fact, they didn't even win their season.
Nope. Came in third, I think. But that's where One Direction, the group, was truly born. And from there, boom, debut album goes international, tops charts everywhere, they're selling out stadiums worldwide.
Their Where We Are tour alone, what was it, almost 300 million? Just insane.
Bonkers. And through all of it, Liam wasn't just a pretty face. Dude could sing.
Oh, that voice, the range, the presence, undeniable. And then, even when they went on hiatus in 2015 and he goes solo, still killing it.
That's what's so heartbreaking. 31, thriving career. It seemed like he was just getting started,
And that's what's got me kind of stuck, honestly. Like, this wasn't a career winding down. This was...
Just taking off, right?
Exactly. So much more to come. Which brings us to the big one. The question everyone's asking, why?
Yeah, it's the elephant in the room, isn't it? We've got the what happened, this tragic fall, but the how, the why, totally unclear.
And that's where things get, well...
messy.
Super messy. The internet, as it does, is off to the races.
Oh, for sure. Speculation's running wild. And I love a good theory as much as anyone, but right now, it feels kind of gross to go too deep on that,
I hear you. Separating fact from fiction is basically impossible at this point.
So what can we actually say while still sticking to, responsible reporting?
Right, right. Well, we got to acknowledge the gaps. Like, Sky News says fell from, which could mean anything, right?
Exactly. Was it an accident? Was he messing around on a balcony? Did something go wrong? Was anyone else even there?
Yeah.
So many possibilities.
And that's just the fall itself. We don't even know what he was doing in Buenos Aires in the first place.
Huge missing piece.
Yeah.
Personal trip, work-related, maybe some recording sessions.
Knowing if anyone traveled with him would be massive, too. Each new bit of info could change our whole understanding of what went down.
Like trying to solve a puzzle, but half the pieces are still in the box.
And without that full picture, it's easy to get swept up in the rumors, the assumptions.
Which helps nobody, really.
Exactly. So, for now, what we do know for sure is Liam Payne was incredibly talented, touched so many lives with his music.
Had a whole career ahead of him, cut way too short. And that's something we can at least hold on to. It's funny, even with all these question marks, all the stuff we don't know yet, I keep thinking about the legacy,
Yeah, I get that.
Like the shock, the not knowing.
It's
It's heavy, right? But then you remember how many people connected to his music, found joy in it, and that impact, that doesn't just vanish.
It's true. Even faced with loss, with the unknown, that human element, the way someone's work resonates, it sticks around.
It really does. And I think that's what's hitting me hardest through all this. We talk careers, influence, but this was a young guy.
31, just starting out in a lot of ways.
Exactly. And it makes you reframe the whole thing.
It does. This loss goes beyond any industry, any awards, the people who knew him, obviously, feeling it most deeply, but also all those fans whose lives his music touched.
And I think that's a good place to leave things today. For our listeners, if this news is hitting you hard, you're not alone in that. And hey, if you weren't super familiar with Liam's work, maybe now's the time to give it a listen. One Direction, his solo stuff.
Great idea.
It's a way to connect to this legacy he leaves behind. And remember that power music has to move us, inspire us, even when we're facing tough stuff like this.
Well said. And as always, even though this deep dive was a tough one, seeking understanding, facing these complex emotions, that's something we can all take with us.
Absolutely. We'll be back soon with another deep dive, but until then, take care, and we'll talk to you again soon.